knew BookTok was a great place to find some new authors, some debut authors who are putting out debut novels, if you will. And they're easy to find. Like, I've been running into so many, but I'm just going to highlight and spot three of them. And if you're on TikTok, you can follow them. I'll put their books and their @ or their handles on the screen for you. And so one of them you may have already heard about, but two of them, their novels either have just been released or will be released this month. So let's get into it. And I'm also going to highlight my current read, my first read for September, and how it's going and my thoughts on it. First and foremost, if you're new here, I am Darnaya, Darice, first name, middle name. I talk with my hands, so you'll see me pulling you in. You'll see me doing some of this because I'm animated, okay? No, but thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all the new subscribers, all the new viewers. I appreciate your comments. I love hearing what you're reading, your thoughts on what I'm reading, just your journey in life, and continue to uplift and inspire others, because that is always my goal in whatever I do. All right, so let's get to it, because I'm not going to keep you long. Now, I'm being serious this time. I'm being serious, okay? So there is one author on BookTok. Her name is Jerry Cohen Biddy, and that's Jerry with a G. E-R-R-I. I'm going to put it on the screen somewhere, okay? And I ran into her. She just popped on my feed, and I'm like, okay, she has a novel going out, and she's very... she seems so down to earth. She talks to you straight up, and she's talking about her book. And I was like, okay, let me follow, because I love to support new authors, love to support new books, know how it is. And I saw her book is called Muse, and I'll put the image up. And the cover is gorgeous. Hold on, somebody knocking. Hold on. All right, we're back. Some little kid neighbor stopped by. He's so sweet, but I'm like, listen, you disturbing my flow, man. What you need? No, but he's super sweet. But yeah, Jerry has a book out called Muse, and the full title is Muse, Brown Skin, A Dangerous Kind of Love. And at first I thought it was a fiction romance, and I'm like, oh, okay, the cover looks nice, and it's releasing on September 10th, so you can put it on your fall TBR. But then I looked up the book and read the synopsis, and it's actually a memoir. So let me read you a little bit of the overview. So it's 258 pages, so not a long read. Obviously, the cover is exquisite, but it's her debut memoir, if you will. And it's an emotionally charged memoir and poetically written that explores the raw, complicated, and sensual experience of being someone's inspiration, but never their priority. She recounts her entanglement with a man whose love for music always came before his love for her. Now, this sounds like a romance I read before. Okay, this sounds like, tell me some romance books, fiction that you read before. Isn't it funny? This is, well, it's not funny, but this is a true life story, okay? Because it's her memoir. So I think this may be a good one to check out. I will eventually get it. I don't know if I will get it right when it comes out, because I have so many. You see all these books I have to get to up here. This is my current TBR for September, but I do want to support her because it sounds really good, and we want to, get her numbers up. So if you're looking for a new memoir, putting someone on your fall TBR, you hadn't seen her before, go follow Jerry, support her. All right, next one is Ashley Logan. Don't know if you've seen this author. She's also on BookTok. Ran into her, and I kept seeing her a few times before I followed. She has, look at this cover. She has a book coming out, and it was just released like recently, and it's called Redeemed. It's part of a book series called, I believe it's called the Redeemed series, and it's a mafia romance. So for my romance girlies, if you really like romance and you want to get down in the deep, get down, okay, check out that Mafia Romance. But the cover is exquisite. It has my favorite color, which is purple. And my favorite shade of purple is like that royal deep purple, but also lavender. The soft, okay, exquisite kind. Now, this novel, like I said, was recently released. You can find all these on Amazon. This one is 314 pages, so not too long, but a little longer than the first memoir. And let me read you the overview on this one, okay? So, to the criminal world, I'm known as Death's Shadow, a feared assassin and daughter of a notorious drug kingpin. From a young age, I've been on the path of revenge. ... Now, I'm saying ... There's more to the overview, but if you go on Amazon and read the whole overview, you may not want to read the second half because it may spill some beans, give you more information than if you're someone who really likes to go into a new read blind. Don't read the whole overview, but that right there should get you interested. Not just the cover, but the actual overview. So I definitely would want to check that out and support her work as well. And I'll leave her TikTok handle. Now, none of this is sponsored. It's just for us people who like new reads, new authors, because we know what it's like and we want to get the support for indie authors. Go support them. Especially look on these new authors' websites, okay? Because they normally either, if when you buy off their TikTok shop or their direct website, they can get the money directly, a little bit more directly. If you get on Amazon, you know they get a certain percentage. So check that out because it sounds good. Let me know if you already heard of these. And then Alexandra Lachelle. Now, I believe this book was featured on Lex Reads. I think that's where not Lex Reads. Kayla Bookish Vibes. Love her content, love her work. She features so many varying pieces of work as well. But I believe she was the one that mentioned her, and I found this author, found her on TikTok. Her debut novel released last November, so still recently, but it's a second chance romance. It's part of a series as well called the Double Back series, and the title of this book is called Love by You. This cover is nice, it's calm, it's definitely giving fall vibes. So if you didn't read it, didn't run into it last year, go ahead and add it to your TBR at some point this year, because, and I believe she got, for her debut novel, it was best-selling at the time. She was like a bestseller on the bestsellers list, so that's awesome, right? This one's a little longer. It's 413 pages, so you may read it and say it was good, but why was it this long? Okay, we don't need it all, but we may sometimes read books that long and say, oh no, it was perfect, just what we needed. So check out Alexandria Lachelle. This book follows Vanessa Taylor, who has spent years rebuilding her life after a breakup, her first love she's no longer with, so she's trying to move on and she's doing well, but then she ends up running to her ex Xavier somehow, and then her boundaries and all that stuff starts to unravel from there. So that's what that one's about. If you like second chance romance, then that would be a good one to try out. She also has a novella that recently came out called The Choices We Make. I heard that was good as well. And so I want to check out both of these at some point in the fall. I want to get and support all three of these authors' work, but the covers are just awesome. Let me know in the chat. I told you I was going to keep it short, under 10 minutes. Let's go. Okay, no, but I told you I was going to keep it short. Let me know in the chat if you heard of any of these authors, if you plan on checking out their works. And let me give you a quick update. My first September read, as you know, most of you voted for Sugar, so I've already started. I'm 50 pages in. Now, I started reading Sunday, and Sunday I only got a few pages in, and then yesterday I only got a few pages in. It is taking a while to read, but it's really good because it's in third person narration. But it's kind of like, if you ever heard of like omniscient narration, it's like where even though it's written from the third person point of view, third person narration, you're getting insight and motive, the motivations behind each of the characters that's kind of introduced in some way, somehow. So I do love that. You're getting their thoughts, what makes them move the way they do or respond the way they respond. What I notice is that in the small towns, which we still witness today, not even just in small towns, a new person comes along, a new neighbor, a new teammate, a new schoolmate, whoever it is, and you see how people can be judgmental. They're so claiming self-righteousness when they're not, but then their judgment tends to lean more to jealousy. It comes off as jealousy, like, oh, this new woman in town, and she walking like that, she wearing that makeup, she wearing that blonde wig, who she thinks she is? And it's like, oh, I think I am who I am, and my name is Sugar, how about it? So you get those vibes. But this book is actually funny. I done laughed at some parts right off the gate is a little one part is a little heartbreaking about what happens to a young girl right at the beginning. But I love how Bernice so eloquently gives you so much information and description, but it's really telling that story, the ups and downs of emotions and feels. It's almost like I am in that community on the outside looking in. I'm one of the neighbors listening to all the gossip. That's how this reads to me. And so that's the beauty of third person point of view narration, if done right, giving you the stories, so getting you the vivid descriptions, and you see the images just as if you were there. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's coming to be, I don't know, a good high rating read for me, and it's short. This is literally something I could finish in one day, or you could finish in one day. It's about 225 pages. It's not long at all. But I just don't have the time necessarily to read it all in one setting. But if I did, I could. It is very good. So I appreciate everyone who recommended to read this one first. It is not disappointing. Let me know what you starting out your September TBR with. And until next time, always remember to keep rising.
I'm telling you that there ain't no other way. Pack your bags and leave.